Roger Hill of Wuthering Heights. Good Thursday morning to you. This weather video driven by 802cars.com, representing 802 Toyota, Twin City Subaru, 802 Honda, all located off of Exit 7 on Interstate 89. Strongest winds have now pulled to the east early this morning, and we should see a slow ramping down the rest of this morning. The alert will expire at 5 a.m. this Thursday morning, but be downgraded to a sub-alert, which will be extended to about noon today. The reason for this is a secondary impulse that'll be working through with the pressure gradient still relatively tight. The next little impulse might uptick the winds to near thresholds or hold those winds somewhere between 40 and 45 mile per hour gusts, roughly about 8 o'clock through about 10 o'clock this morning. Here's some of the latest wind gusts. We ramped up with the maximum winds having occurred overnight, and they're steadily ramping down. This is western Vermont. Taking a look at Lyndonville, you can see the winds are still continuing up, occasionally some gusts up over 35, around 40 miles per hour. This is Windhall, Vermont. You can see the winds have ramped down a little bit. So we're seeing good signs. This is Burton Island. Winds have ramped down after some peaks around over 60 earlier on. And this is Johnson. Those winds continue. However, we're starting to pick up a little bit of a decrease here now. And last but not least, this is Mendon. They've had some fairly strong winds. Winds over 60 miles per hour. Those winds are beginning to ramp down around the 45 mile per hour gust range, and I would expect these winds to continue to follow suit. So roughly about 4 hours ago, this is the pressure gradient, area of low pressure. You can see north of Quebec City, taking a track and beginning to exit out of the region a couple of hours ago. In the current conditions right now, we're noticing starting to see a slackening in the pressure gradient. Still some gusty winds with a few impulses driving from northwest to southeast. Looking at wind gusts, this is about 3 o'clock, 4, 5 a.m. this morning. By 6 a.m. you notice a decrease in the winds. We get towards 7 o'clock, they level off, and then they start to uptick a little bit as we get toward 8 o'clock. This is 9 o'clock, that's probably the maximum. 10 o'clock, 11, and finally noon. Winds are starting to fall below levels with wind gusts over thresholds. ET outages this morning at about 3:42 a.m. Running about 26,000 plus outages currently. Main areas seem to be central and southern areas, downsloping off the greens, and strong winds pretty much across the southern half of Vermont. These should be improving as time goes on. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights.